Cancer, I'm going to be taking a look at what may be transpiring in June 2023 for you. Keep in mind that these are general readings, so if it doesn't resonate, make sure that you're checking for your sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. And if it does resonate, you can book a reading with me at www.brattystarot.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. First, in your meditation, this is what I saw. So while I was meditating on your energy, there was an angel. I'm just kind of reading off the paper. There was an angel floating in front of me, and we were standing in front of a cave, like in the middle of nowhere. She was smiling down at me. She was really beautiful. When I looked to the right, I saw the same angel, but her cream-colored satin dress was covered in soot. She had a black eye, blood was trickling down her lips, and her hair was a mess, but her wings were untouched, and she was inside of the cave. So I kept looking at the angel in front of me, and I was looking at the angel in the cave, and they were the same angel. It was the same angel, but it was almost in like a different dimension of some sort. So I put myself into the angel's body inside of the cave, and it was kind of creepy. She wasn't full-blown crying, but I could hear it in her voice when somebody feels like they're about to cry, and it's like they haven't full-blown cried yet, but you can hear it kind of shake. You can hear their voice kind of shake. It was like that. And she was humming a song. I don't know what the song was, but she was humming some kind of song. And she was clicking like a little rock inside of the concrete, like inside of the cave, just playing with it out of boredom or insanity or whatever it may be. And then I could hear water that would occasionally drip from the top of the cave onto the cement, and then it would drip into this puddle. And so the symbolism for a cave, it can be where the ego and the self unites. It can be about the symbolic heart. It can be a place of truth. It can be a place of showing you where you may have been holding back in your life, or what has been holding you back, or what is holding you back. In a cave, you can only go up, not down, is the symbolism for it. It also represents the underworld and deep reflection. An angel, just an angel in general, can represent secrets, guilt, acceptance of a situation, keeping your feelings contained. A crying angel talks about releasing emotions you aren't capable of releasing in your waking life or your everyday life, refusing to acknowledge some form of truth within you. It can talk about masculine power, feeling defensive, feeling the emotional burden of another person, like channeling somebody else's energy in some way. And it can also talk about that you've sacrificed your honor and dignity to acquire something, okay, whatever that may be. A smiling angel can talk about a new relationship that may come into your life that will captivate you, or one that you already are aware of. It can also talk about you're about to enter peace and happiness. So kind of what I got with that, it felt like she was showing me that this angel outside of the cave was showing me, if I made a choice, intuitively, I'm getting a choice. Like, you have a choice. You can either have this or you can have that. But if you have that, that's what it'll be for you. That crying angel, it's like the wings were untouched was very symbolic to me, which makes me feel like there's something that's your choice. Ultimately, it's your choice. And it's like, maybe you can have one thing or the other, but it's like, how are you going to go about it? You know, who are you going to be? And so it was interesting because it felt like, I don't know if you guys remember that, what was it? The Scrooge cartoon from back in the day where a ghost like showed him what could have happened if he would have done this differently, or that's kind of what I'm getting. And when I was inside of the crying angel's body, I was in pain, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know why I was feeling pain, or who did this to me, or did I do it to myself? I mean, I didn't know. And I don't think it's for me to know, to be completely honest. And the weird thing about it is, when I was inside of the cave, there was no door keeping me from being in there. You know, there was no door. There was no bodyguards like making sure I didn't escape. There was nothing there, but I was afraid to come out of the cave. This can be something that's self-induced, or it feels like it's because of another person. So I don't know. We'll see how it fits into the reading. So let's just go ahead and get into the tarot. Okay. Show me Cancers. Okay, can we not be blurry? Love that. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is about letting go, let go and let God, you know, or this is about kind of rolling with the punches. This is about fortune. This is about luck. Okay. This is about destiny, karma. The Nine of Pentacles. This is about independence, being single. This is about focusing on yourself, enjoying your life. Then you have the Knight of Wands, your passions, what excites you, taking action towards something. The High Priestess, listening to your internal vision, listening to your own gut instincts. This could talk about with the angel with those secrets there. Okay, if there's some like harboring of a secret of some sort. The Page of Wands, some kind of new journey, kind of going backwards is what I'm getting from the Knight of Wands to the Page of Wands. And then we have the Nine of Swords, but I'm too scared to, or there's a fear here, or a fear of losing out. And then we have the Devil. I feel like that's very symbolic of not being able to come out of the cave. The Seven of Wands in reverse for where you kind of end. So right now, for some of you, you may be in this energy of, you know what? Fuck it, right? Whatever happens, happens. I'm going with the flow. My fate is my fate. My destiny is my destiny, right? Maybe for some of you, you're getting some form of good karma. I'm not really sure. So let's see. Tell me about that Wheel of Fortune. For some of you, you could be trying to be very optimistic right now. Ten of Swords in reverse. The Lovers in reverse. The Nine of Wands in reverse. One more. Can I have one more, please? Thank you. The Temperance in reverse. Okay. The Five of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Wands in reverse. For somebody, you could be having a hard time forgiving somebody completely. Like, it's interesting because with that Wheel of Fortune there, you're in this energy of like, screw it, right? Whatever happens, happens. You know, I'm just kind of rolling with the punches. But underneath the surface, it's something that's blocking you. Either you want forgiveness or you want to give somebody else forgiveness, but it's like that's what's holding you back. Or there's something about forgiveness, whether you want to receive or you want to give it, but you feel like you can't, or there's some kind of blockage. It's like the cave, not being able to step a foot out of the cave. There's something where there was too much of a negative energy. Like there was something that made you exhausted, maybe unrequited love, betrayals, constantly blaming another person, whether that was you or somebody else. And for some of you, if you felt like you were betrayed or something happened where you had a horrible ending, there's this sense of you kind of letting that go now. It's like you haven't really come to terms with what is going on, or you haven't really forgave or been forgiven or whatever it is, but you're just kind of throwing it all away. And I don't want to say you're throwing it all away, but it's just kind of walking away from it or leaving it there. I feel like things are going to move forward in a positive direction for the most part, but I'm interested to see with this Nine of Swords, Devil, and the Seven of Wands in reverses that comes later. Can you tell me about that Lovers in reverse? The Four of Pentacles. You're still holding on to maybe a person, okay, or you're being a little stubborn about maybe a decision that you felt like you made that maybe wasn't the best, or you know, if you felt slighted by somebody or whatever it may be, you may be stubbornly kind of holding back from that energy, but at the same time letting go and moving forward from it. So let's go ahead and take a look at that Nine of Pentacles. Tell me about the Nine of Pentacles for Cancer. The Nine of Cups. I love this. I love this because, and look, you're at the bottom of the deck, the Two of Pentacles, you're handling your business, you're moving forward, you're having victories in your life, you're making the right decisions. You know, there could be a situation where you didn't or don't really feel brave enough to move forward, but it's like you're doing it anyway, or you're making a very brave choice. And this is to focus on you, your independence, what makes you feel good, what makes you look good, feel good, smell good on an individual level, what excites you. You know, for some of you, maybe you're going out with friends, maybe you're having a celebration, you feel very content being alone or being by yourself or doing your own thing. So even if you are in a relationship, let's say, it's like you're still kind of putting yourself first in some aspects. You have the Knight of Wands, the Four of Wands, Can I get one more? This kind of makes me feel the Knight of Cups. For some of you, you're taking action on a specific person, or for some of you, you're kind of tapping into your creative pursuits. What gives you excitement? What lights your fire? What makes you excited? This could be you guys, yeah, you guys simply going out, having a good time. For some of you, you may be actors, actresses, poets, writers with that Knight of Cups or something in the creative field. But whatever this is kind of freeing you. This could be coming from a place of hurt feelings or a hurt ego, or if you're dealing with a masculine here, this masculine could be kind of having a fire lit up their ass, excuse my French, because they're in their ego. Like something hurt their feelings and it caused them to get in their ego, and they have a guilty conscience about whatever it is. So if you're not the masculine and you're dealing with a masculine, I feel like that is going on currently. And you're just kind of doing your own thing. If you are the masculine, you are trying to go in. I mean, look at the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. See how they're going in two different directions like that with that Four of Wands? It's like trying to free yourself in whichever way you see fit, trying to go this way, trying to go that way, trying to make a choice. And once again, I'm seeing that angel outside of the cave and the angel inside of the cave. I heard anywhere but that fucking cave. That's what I heard. Tell me about that high priestess. I'm not taking all this. The Four of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Wands in reverse. A feminine energy is healing in silence over something. Thinking a lot about their intuition, thinking about what their intuition has told them, about how their intuition has never failed them, yet they ignored it anyway. Not really talking much. This is a very isolated energy. This is a very isolated energy. You know, I'm kind of wondering, Cancer. I don't know if you're dealing with a masculine, but I kind of feel like these two knights are a masculine energy, to be honest. Of course, it could be you. Okay, we all are made up of masculine and feminine energies. But this energy is so different if we're going from two knights and the Four of Wands to the High Priestess and the Four of Swords, where a knight is taking action and the Four of Wands is going out and having a good time and blah, 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 blah. And that King of Wands in reverse, it was coming from a place of pain. It's interesting because whoever this feminine is coming from a place of pain as well, but they're handling it differently. So the High Priestess and the Four of Swords, if we're putting this together, this is somebody who's a little indifferent. They're a little detached. This is somebody who is also kind of like it, right? This is someone who is feeling sexy, but at the same time, under the surface, feeling very insecure, feeling not appreciated, fearing the worst, et cetera, but at the same time, healing self. It's almost like this feminine energy is healing the relationship that they have with themselves and their own intuition and listening to themselves. Can I have one more? The Two of Pentacles, making decisions from intuition. So let's take a look at that Page of Wands. I heard all you got to do is step out. Tell me about that Page of Wands. The Judgment. And there's the angel. Oh my God. Look at this. You know, this is so interesting to me because this person is an angel, but they're quite a warrior, right? It's not the angel that I saw where she was downtrodden, sitting behind a cave, acting like she was in chains when she wasn't. She was beat up, yes, but her wings were completely untouched. And I remember feeling like it was a choice. Remember? The choice. A choice to be in that cave or a choice to not be. And what's really keeping you there? What is keeping you there? Because the wings untouched is so symbolic. It's like that it's almost like this self-limiting belief that you have to be here or you have to be there. The King of Cups in reverse and the Four of Cups in reverse. You notice how with this angel, she has her hand above somebody in this chaotic war. And you can see she's like putting their spirit back inside of them. And there are other angels around. There's something about a reconciliation. Judgment can talk about bringing something back to life. It's coming through either a DM, a text message, or some form of call. But the person that's igniting it is moody, feeling sorry for themselves, maybe being a little emotionally manipulative. Can I get one more for this Page of Wands? The Hermit. Judgment and Hermit. Somebody may be taking accountability for themselves, but they're not happy about it. Nine of Swords. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse. A fear that things will be as they always have been. You know, always talk about patterns, right? People can change what they say. People can change their stance on things. People can change who or what they believe in. But the one thing that you can't change is patterns. Patterns. When a person has a very specific way that they deal with things or a very specific way that they go about things, it shows you who they are. And this isn't like one instance, two instances. No, I'm talking about over time, how a person responds to stress, how a person responds to pain. And by watching that and putting all of that together, you'll be able to see who a person truly is based around their patterns. And there's a fear that this pattern that maybe you have acknowledged about somebody is going to repeat itself. Oh God, here we go again, you know. Can I have one more? Anything but that cave. The Knight of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, slowly but surely. This is like a cautious cat. The Nine of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Chariot in reverse, and the Five of Cups in reverse. This is definitely, you know, I saw that King of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck before I shuffled again. And that can talk about gaslighting the truth, making somebody believe that their reality is not what they think it is. And there's a fear of that, okay? If you're this person that has been gaslit, you may be fearing that it's going to happen again. And what are you going to do in that moment of truth? What are you going to do in that moment when you realize somebody is screwing with you? What are you going to do in that moment when you realize that there's somebody that doesn't value you, Hierophant? Where now, instead of choosing something else, choosing someone else, what it is that they want, now you have to stay on your moral high ground. And there's a fear of failure. There's a fear of failure. There's a fear of not having forgiveness, not being able to give it because maybe there's a lack of apology of some sort. I heard throw caution to the wind, anything but that cave. If you are the angel in my meditation, Okay, let's say it like this. If you're the angel in my meditation, you fear going back into a cave. Okay. Because you're afraid that you are going to once again ignore patterns, but you're wiser this time, though. You've sat with yourself, you've had time, you've built that trust again with yourself through your sense of intuition. And now that you are rebuilding or have rebuilt the trust that you have with your own intuition, now it's time to utilize it. It looks like you've also rebuilt your own self-worth and self-value, but you're worried that it's not strong enough, but your wings were not tainted. I'm getting you have to rise above it. Like, imagine seeing an angel trapped in a cave with full-blown wings. Like, what the hell? You know? That cave ain't going nowhere. The cave is always going to be a fucking cave. But an angel can go anywhere, be anywhere, right? It's when you go into the cave, become one with the cave. That's where you get you have wings. Who are you associating yourself with? Let's take a look at that devil. Speaking of, who are you associating yourself with? Tell me about that devil, please. The Five of Swords. I heard gotcha. Page of Pentacles, Three of Swords. You're being deceived. You're being deceived because there may be something about, angels can also represent kind of like an innocence. And with a page here, a page is more like innocent, right? It's not a knight, it's not a queen, it's not a king, it's a page. Somebody may try to take advantage of your vulnerability, or if you are the type of person who has kind of like a gentle heart, or maybe you're a very vulnerable person, somebody could essentially try to take advantage of that. I'm getting like drugs. Like the devil can represent, I don't mean literally, okay, hopefully not, but I'm getting like drugs on this devil card. And I remember something in the Leo reading kind of being like that, like somebody felt like drugs or something. But the devil can talk about attachment, fixation, etc. And the Five of Swords can talk about deception. And I feel like you think that you're stuck in a situation, but you're not. You're not stuck in the situation. You may be a little battered and bruised, absolutely, just like I said. But there's no door on the cave. You're not enchained. The smiling angel wants you to kind of know that. Although the smiling angel is you if you make the right choice. Tell me about that Seven of Wands in reverse for where we end. The King of Pentacles. The Seven of Cups in reverse. The Page of Cups. 10 of Cups in reverse. The Sun in reverse, the Eight of Wands. The 10 of Cups in reverse and the Eight of Swords in reverse. What's that Seven of Cups in reverse? Page of Pentacles in reverse. Don't be naive. There's a masculine here that is making a choice. It's like they're showing up with their tail between their legs, but not really. Showing up with some kind of love offer, etc., coming back around from some form of missed opportunity. You're going to feel like your defenses are down. There's a realization that something no longer makes you happy. Feeling manipulated, feeling like you see the reality of a situation. Why do I feel like this is an act? Why do I feel like this is an act? Like, and what I mean by that is you're showing up as like innocent. I don't know if you're playing dumb because you know this person's intentions, or if you are actually that naive. I want you to be careful, because the thing is I feel like you recognize somebody's patterns, and then it's almost like you do all of this work, you rebuild this sense of trust again with you and your higher self and your intuition, etc. And then you get that DM or you get that text message, and then you start worrying that you're going to go back on everything that you've learned. You have to be stronger than the cave, though. Nobody is forcing you into it. And I don't know what this means for you. Let me put it like this. Like I told you before, you can change your facial expression, you can change your thought process, you can change what you say, you can change how you look, but you can't change patterns. If you're working at a fast food restaurant and I show up and every single day I order the number 2 with double cheese, and you see me every single day and I always order the number 2 with double cheese, and then maybe one day out of like 2 months, I show up and order something else. But now you see me come back around. What are you going to assume that I'm going to order? The number 2 with double cheese, right? Why? Because I have shown you a developed pattern over time. And you cannot ignore patterns in people. It shows you who people are. Advice. That's kind of interesting to me. You got Virgo Libra here. I want you to be very cautious. And this is not like a crazy warning or anything like that, but with the 10th house in reverse, the Mercury and the North Node in reverse, there's something that you need to let go of. Okay. Um, mm, I've been in a lot of relationships, and some of the relationships I've been in, it's like the person would get really upset, right? When I would remove myself from the situation, and then they like would just try to destroy me, right? And it was always like trying to destroy my reputation or whatever. And while I don't think that's going to happen to you, be cautious that somebody's trying not to like dig up things from the past with the Mercury North Node in reverse. Because when I look at the North Node card and I see it in reverse, I'm thinking of the South Node, okay? Because it's the opposite. And so the South Node is more so like the past. And so with Mercury there, that can be information, okay, talking, etc. The 10th house in reverse can talk about like maybe a negative reputation, or it can talk about the 4th house, which is the opposite house of the 10th house. So this can talk about maybe an uncomfortable conversation that may need to happen, so that way you can let go of something, but also just a word of caution that somebody doesn't try and like screw around at your job or your reputation or something like that. Okay. If you know that's not what's going on, I do feel like the only way you're going to be able to release something is by having a conversation to be able to release the past. Okay. With Virgo and Libra being there, I'm a Virgo on the Libra cusp. And so this is called the cusp of beauty. So maybe needing to be harmonious, but at the same time, still direct. Virgo is a very direct sign. Virgo will kind of just tell it how it is. And Libra is more like, I want everybody to be happy, right? But at what cost? And so you may be needing to be like a Libra with a strong backbone. You right, like Libra energy with a strong backbone, something like that. Okay. So Cancer, it was an absolute pleasure to read your cards. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, www.Bratty's Tarot is where it's at. I take face-to-face one-on-one Zoom calls, as well as pre-recorded readings. Make sure that you like this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure that you comment because I would love to hear from you. And make sure that you subscribe if you have not. All right, Cancers, thank you guys so much, and I'll talk soon. Bye.